been getting a lot of emails lately asking a lot of military questions. So I wanted to come on and just do a video telling the top 10 questions that you need to know or have answered within yourself before deciding to join the military. Thought it would just be something different. A lot of people are really thinking about this option for their life right now. So I thought I would just scrub all of the emails that I've been getting lately or within the whole time since I've made my first video, which I will link them all down below. Um, and just answer the top questions that I have been getting. And I got them written down and I want to answer them kind of in order of thought process. So let's just get into the video. So the first question is it a bad time to join? So I was asked this question recently, and it's actually been a question that a lot of people have been asking since y'all know when. I have to say no. So I was talking to a couple of other people who were in the military, and it was like, well, we've been through a lot of different presidents and leadership and things of that nature, and we're still here. So there's never going to be a good, safe time to join the military. If it is something that you want to do, it's just something that you need to do. Honestly, yes, getting deployed is always an option. Yes, war is always an option. But we've been at war for a long time, guys. And, it's just kind of luck of the draw, but you just have to kind of believe in a higher power and know that you're covered. And, if this is something that you really have in your heart to do, then do it. So I'm not going to say that this is a bad time to join. There's never an ideal time to join if you're looking at war or being deployed or anything of that nature. If that is something that you absolutely, positively are 125% unwilling or wanting to do, then the military is not that choice for you, because at the end of the day, we're a soldier first. So that's that. So number 2. So explaining to your family that you want to join the military. I was asked this question recently, and my response was to just spit it out. At the end of the day, you're an adult. A lot of us have children. We're mothers or fathers or aunties and cousins. So our family should look at us and say, okay, is this your way of supporting your children, supporting your family, and moving to a different lifestyle? Then absolutely, I support you. And I know there are a lot of people who do not get that support from the get-go. Is that it? The get-go? Yeah. Because everyone is afraid, and I understand that. But if you start studying and making strides to join, then I'm pretty sure that your family will begin to start supporting you. And it's funny, I have a friend who's going through training now, and he's like, yeah, I put on, Facebook that I just graduated from basic, I'm going to AIT or whatever. He was like, and all these people are like, hey man, just let me know if you need anything, I support you, I'm proud of you. Like, there's just an influx of support that he didn't have when he was trying to join. Everyone was like, I don't know about that. I don't think it's a good situation. I don't think it's a good time. I don't think you should do it. I'm scared. I don't want you to go. But now that he's actually doing it, it's like, dang, I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad you went. This is awesome, for you. So I think people initially are nervous about it because it's novel, it's new. But at the end of the day, it is something to be proud of. And you just have to spit it out, and you have to stand firm on your decision. This is what I want to do. These are the reasons that I want to do it. Let it not be a rash decision. Let it be something that's like, I want to do this for A, B, and C. And this is what we're going to do. Hopefully you support me. So 3rd is the Asvab. Asvab is very important, especially if you're older like me. And you're joining late. It's so important, guys, because the Asvab shapes the job that you're going to get. So you take the Asvab. There are not yes or no questions, really. It's kind of like concepts, and if you get different things and a lot of abstract questions. But then you get rated in all these different areas, and based on those ratings they give you the jobs that you're able or qualify for. So I say to everyone who reaches out to me to study for the Asvab, yeah, it might sound crazy to take practice tests or study, but if that's going to increase your chances of getting a good job, then that's what you need to do, especially if you have a good gap in between the time that you go to basic training or that you're able to go to MEPS and take your Asvab. I said take a couple months and study and take practice questions and do practice tests and look at YouTube and refresh on your math and things like that, because it'll honestly be worth it. So 4. Okay, we moving along. Number 4, reserve versus active. So reserve, or National Guard, anything like that, they meet once a month. So you have a regular job, you have your regular life, and you just kind of want the benefits that the military has to offer, i.e., school benefits mostly. Or some people just want to serve. They want to continue to do the job that they're doing, but they just want to serve. So the reserve is great for that. With the reserve, I say those are the people who are already in their career. You know, you are, who knows, there's so many different jobs out there. I'm not going to throw out anyone type of job, but you're already in a career, you're set in your life, but you just want a little bit of what the military has to offer. Or a lot of people join the reserves or National Guard because they want to pay back some of their student loans. So got it. Active duty is for people who are looking for a different type of lifestyle, looking for something new, something different, want to completely start over, start fresh, want to travel, and things of that nature. This is your job. 24/7, 7 days a week, for whatever length of the contracts, this is your job. So your first contract is 8 years no matter what. So 4 years is wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, active duty. And then the other 4 years is you can do another active duty, you can do reserve, or you can do where if they really need you, they'll just call you, but you go back to normal life. It just depends on you. But active duty this is your job. This is what you do every day for the next at least 4 or 5 years. So I do talk to people who already have degrees, and we're going to go into number 5 right now. It is officer or enlisted. So enlisted is the worker bees. Honestly, the sergeants, the specialists, the privates, those are enlisted. If you do not have a degree already, then your only option is enlisted. But people who have their 4-year degree, doesn't matter what it is, it really don't matter what it's in, guys. A 4-year degree makes you capable of becoming an officer, and if you have that degree, guys, enlist as an officer. The pay rate is completely different. The lifestyle is completely different. Yes, you have to have, different things, but it's worth the conversation. It's worth working towards getting everything that you need to become an officer out the gate. Like, it's just completely different. There's so many different programs that you can research. So when I say that, because someone did reach out to me who had a degree, and I was like, absolutely, like, do not join as enlisted. You need to join as an officer. You need to research it and see if there's a lifestyle that works for you and your children. But officer is the way to go. If not, enlisted is not a problem. I mean, I'm enlisted, but the lifestyle is just completely different, guys. So number 6, choosing a branch. So there's Army, Air Force, Marines, Navy, Coast Guard. I think that's it. So choosing a branch, you could choose it based on what type of job you want. You can choose it based on how long you want basic training to be. Marines, they have like an extra month. You can choose it based on where their bases are. All bases are not in every state. I know a lot of mothers who watch this are single mothers, and the Air Force is right now accepting single parents. So the Air Force is appealing for them. You can also choose it based on your age. They do have age caps on each. I know when I wanted to join the Air Force, but I was too old, so I ended up joining the Army. But everything works out because I don't think the opportunities that I've had would be the same had I joined the Air Force. So you just have to research all of the different branches and figure out which branch you want to join. They all take the Asvab, guys. It's all the same place, all go to the same MEPS to actually get in, but you talk to different recruiters essentially. Signing over your kids. So I would definitely link down below all of the uh, military videos that I've done prior to this. I've done extensive ones about signing over your kids. If you are unmarried and you have children, you have to sign over your kids. So what I gather from, what I know from the Army is either you have to be married or you have to sign over your kids for your first contract, which is at the minimum 4 years. Um, that's just what it is. What I think I've gathered from the Air Force is that you sign them over temporarily while you're in training, essentially a family care plan, which is what I have now as active duty in the military. And then once you are done training, you're able to get your children back. So the time frame that your children are away is different. Again, that's something that you have to really think deep down with yourself and answer those questions and see if that's something that you can do. I know that that is something that hinders a lot of parents, but if this is what you want to do and this is how you know you're going to give your children a better life, then sometimes that's what you need to do. I know a lot of younger moms sometimes are at home living with their parents and raising their own children. So if your children are already in that household, why not, take the opportunity to go and create a better life for them and then come back and get them. So I often tell the story about when I was 18 and I had my son. My mom told me that she would keep him for 4 years, which is the same amount of time, while I went and got my degree. And now that I'm 30, I wish I had done it. But back then I was like, no, this is my child. I'm going to take care of him. I'm his mom. I'm going to work. I'm going to feed him, all of that. And now I'm 30 years old and I haven't completed my degree because I've been working. So honestly, it's up to you guys. You have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I know this is a sacrifice, but is it worth it? Am I going to create a better life for them? Is this something that I need to do? So with that, someone asked me, do my kids resent me from leaving them for that time? And the answer is no. My kids are very fluid. They kind of go with the flow. Because you're gone, you're still, especially now with FaceTime, you're still able to talk to them. For that first 2 months, it's normally just on the weekends, but after that, you get your phone back and you're talking to your kids all the time. They're able to come down to wherever you are and visit you. And I think the military is something that so many people are proud of. My kids are proud that I'm in the military. Like, when I came back, I came back in like October. It was Halloween. My kids were like in military uniforms. That's what they wanted to be for Halloween. Like, they no longer look at me as a girl. They look at me as a soldier. So no, they don't resent it. And my kids are young enough to the point where they really won't remember it. My younger son's 6. He just turned 6. And I think as he gets older, he's just going to be like, yeah, I mean, mommy's just always been in the military. Like, I know she joined when I was 3 or whatever, but I just remember her just being in the military. That's it. And then if you have older kids, they can understand. They see the lifestyle that you guys have and whatever that may be, and they can understand that you're making a sacrifice to create a better life. But the younger kids don't even remember. Like, the parents, it's honestly harder on us than it is on them. But no, absolutely not. My kids do not resent me for leaving them for training. I know that some people live in different states than their kids now, like some fathers. Their kids are in their home state and they're here, and they have a little bit of resentment, but that's just because their parent is not there all the time, which would be the same, I guess, if they were doing a different type of job and just had to leave. So I don't know. I think every situation is different, but if you're honest with your children and you talk to them and you let them know what's going on and you communicate with them, then I don't think resentment would be anything. So, last question is about the shmoney. I actually only had one person ever ask me about money, and I was like, wow, that's so weird because that's normally what people want to know about. How much do you make? Is the money actually good? And I have to say, yeah. So before the military, I joined at 27, and I held some really good jobs before. I was store manager. I was in finance. Like, I did a lot of different jobs that were good jobs. And the military is actually the most that I make ever. I had to burp. Most that I make ever is in the military. Now, granted, you begin to live that lifestyle, but the money is worth it. Based on people who have been in the military so long, crazy long, I don't make that amount of money, but I do know people who are like retiring, and it's hard for them to transition to the civilian world because the civilian world just does not make what we make. And you become accustomed to a certain type of life, and then you have to transition, and it's like, mm. So, yes, the money is good, but you are a soldier 24/7. So, I work 14-hour days sometimes. Or sometimes I have to work 24 hours, or sometimes I have to spend a week sleeping in the grass, miles away from home. So, it does have ups and downs, but yes, the money is good. You can actually go online. I'm pretty sure there are different websites that will tell you what the actual pay scale is for each rank, and then how many years of service you have been in. So that's something that you guys can look up and see, like, pinpoint kind of how much you would be making. And then someone also asked me about how could you send money, when you're gone for training, how much you can send. Your finances are your own business as long as you are paying your bills and no one is calling your command team and saying, hey, she's not paying her bills, then you're A-okay. So I sent $400 home every month to my mom when I was away for my two sons, but I also was shopping for them, sending them clothes and things of that nature. So that literally was just to help with her bills that would increase because of them solely being there. So whatever you decide to send home is up to you. And I know a lot of people who actually had like bills like automatically draft out of their account so that way they did not miss a beat while they were gone. So your finances are that. All they do is try to make sure that everyone has a checking account, and that so many people like leave and then their family like takes their money and stuff. So they just try to make sure that you're the only person on your checking account. And if you got a checking account with someone else that's not your husband and y'all been in it for a long time, then they make sure that you open a new checking account so your money is not taken while you're gone. And the benefits are good. So TRICARE is very trying at times, but it honestly, for me, there's no cost, and for my kids, I think the only thing that I pay extra for is dental. Dental is like 80/20, so I end up paying a good amount for dental. I pay monthly, and then when I go, if they have certain procedures done, I have to pay there. But it's still better than insurances that I've had before. I know National Guard and Reserve have a lot of programs where they pay back your student loans and things. I didn't get that because I'm active duty. But tuition assistance is very alive and well. So they pay for my school. I do have to pay for my books, but you are able to use tuition assistance and financial aid if you qualify at the same time. So it's okay. And then when you get out, there's a GI Bill. So your first year, you pay $100 into it, and then when you get out, they pay for your school and give you a stipend, and then pay for your books also. So there's a lot of different benefits for joining the military. I do think it's worth it, but that was me and my personal decision. I didn't join to change my life. I joined because I wanted to get into the medical field, and that's ultimately what happens for me. So I just say with hard work and being persistent that you can get anywhere that you want to be in this life. But you have to choose that this is what you want to do. And even if it's not the military, like I always find myself saying this at the end of my videos, because the military is not the end all be all, but you just have to choose that you want a better life, and go for it no matter what it is. So thanks guys for watching. I really hope that this video was a little helpful. These are the top questions that I'm asked on a very regular basis. So hopefully if you have not reached out to me, then these are answers some of your questions. And if you have reached out to me, thanks for helping me put this video together. So bye. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.